The federal government has launched a program to convert vehicles from petrol to compressed natural gas in Benin City, aimed at reducing petrol consumption and transportation costs. The initiative, which was launched in 5 other states simultaneously, is part of President Bola Tinubu's efforts to address the rising cost of living. Now, we had reports that Tosin Koka, head of commercial for the presidential CNG initiative, revealed that the program targets 1 million vehicles nationwide and will offer free conversions for commercial vehicles. The project is expected to lower fuel prices and transportation costs, with savings passed on to the public. The CNG initiative is supported by financing from corporate and civil service partners and will be regulated by the Nigerian Gas Vehicle Monitoring System to ensure safety. Koka emphasized the need for collaboration with state government, including EDO, which has already begun alternative fuel initiatives. You know the talks about them saying, see the good in everything happening. I don't know how many people are seeing this, but the truth is, before we got to discover oil in commercial quantity in Nigeria, we were focusing on agriculture. And yes, the country was doing really well when we look at the dollar to naira ratio as at then. But then, after we discovered crude oil, was also a blessing, because Nigeria has depended so much on crude oil for a very long time, and yet the economy has been surviving. But now, we still have that crude oil, we're still selling it, refineries not working, and all of the issues we have around that. And currently, the president's coming up with the CNG. We have gas. We have had gas. Gas is not something we're just discovering in Nigeria. So do you see all of these challenges as something that would, take our focus now, finally, to gas? Because how can you have gas in the country and you're still importing cooking gas? Well, that's a topic for another day. But I would like to get your overall thought on what is going on currently with the fuel scarcity, refineries not working, now Dangote is back, but his fuel is still expensive, and now the CNG initiative. Martins.
Okay, I've said this on a different fora, and I will maintain. We've been complaining, we've been saying a whole lot of things in this particular country. I think it's high time that Nigeria or Nigerians began to try the idea of growing at her own pace. You don't do what I call developmental imposition. It's not an idea that the people are not acquainted with, and then you bring it up and want the people to buy into it. The system we're operating on, that is the use of petrol, how have we been able to manage it? Have we been able to school the people on the advantage of the present of advantage of the present state you want them to go into these CNG engines? What is the sustainability? Or we're going to get started, and after 2-3 months or a year, as the case may be, we see those things fall down. What happened to our trains? Remember that in the last administration, we were just here from Araba to so and so place train, that it's operation and it's been effective in China, it's been effective in India, and what was just happening in the President Muhammad Buhari-led administration was just train. And today, talking about it again. Today, every effort and resources put into those areas are already fizzling off. We were not able to sustain that developmental idea. Now, we're talking about going to CNG vehicles. That's okay and fine. How have you schooled the people? What are the arrangements around? How do you intend to sustain this particular idea? Or are we going to kick off and at a long run? Because you're talking about partnership. You're talking about partnership with state governments. Have these state governments or these different governments at the state level, have they agreed? Have they bought to the idea? If they've not bought to the idea, then let us stop these speedy implementations of some ideologies. Make sure that the people or the stakeholders you want to participate in the process have digested this particular idea. They are willing to participate in this idea before rolling them out. Else, we will end up doing a halfway thing and will not get anything at the end of it. That's my take about it.
But why do you think some state governors could not have, completely subscribed to this idea?
Okay, it's simple. The resources that goes to states,
Yes,
they are not equal. What comes to Delta is different from what comes to Rivers. What comes to Rivers is different from what to Akwa Ibom, what have you, including all these northern states. So there are more pressing needs in their scale of preference. There are more pressing needs to them. So you have to talk to them, make them see reason we should go this way. If you don't carry them along, they'll feel it's just a federal government thing. It does not affect our people in any way. We see no need for it. Because you cannot tell a people who sees no need in a thing, or a government who sees no need in a particular idea to buy into it. Not at all. So the federal government should make sure that they've had a proper agreement with the state government and that they are ready to buy into this particular idea before flagging it off.
But what other reasons do you think there would be when we already have fuel scarcity that is affecting everybody in every single state in Nigeria? Is it not enough reason?
Are we supposed to be talking about that? If other countries of the world or some countries in the world are to be complaining about fuel scarcity, I don't think Nigeria should be talking about it. We shouldn't be among the countries that are complaining about fuel subsidy. Nigeria should not. We should not at all. What is happening to our refineries? It's good to talk about trust, because we look at the few things the federal government has told us that they are going to do, such as revamping the refineries. They are not yet functional. We are not seeing big things come into fruition. So why are they telling us about CNG vehicles again? Are you sure it is not part of their plans again to, come up and then extort money and all that? The people will be thinking about that again. The state government will be thinking about that. Let us fix the refineries. You've made this promise to us. You've on different times told us that the refineries will be functioning at so time, and nothing is happening yet. Let's at least Port Harcourt refinery function. By the time the people begin to see these things, we see you are making efforts. We see you already making efforts. Yes, something removal has done for almost a year. It happened that day that Mr. President came into office. That was the first declaration he made. Okay, and it became effective. So from the things gotten from subsidy removal, why not fix this refinery so that it can help to take the place of hike in price and the scarcity of fuel, as the case may be.
Martins, it's been years. It's been years we have been investing in these refineries, investing in renovating the refineries, bringing them back to life and all of that. And yet, we have not heard anything tangible happening in any of the refineries that we have in Nigeria. And now this is a new thing. Don't you think it's high time we also get to harness the potential that we have regarding gas in Nigeria?
What process are we going to get? What process are we going to take in getting the gas to? It all boils down to sincerity. Government must be sincere. The government of the day must be intentional. The government of the day must look at Nigerians and tell us this is what we want to do and do it. This is what we intend to achieve and achieve it. They are being sincere with us. They are just making promises. If the government of the day wants to be sincere, and you see there's one thing, if they are told us in the past that they want to fix the refineries, okay, that they are going to take care of fuel price and what have you, and up to this time we are not seeing it. how would you now make the people believe that even these CNG vehicles you want us to go into, that you are sincere about it? We think it's one of those pranks again. We
Wow.
think it is one of those of extorting or diverting funds again. That would be the thought of the people. The government of the day is not trying to understand that. Keep to those little promises you made to the people. So we can't be talking about gas. Okay, you are already overspeeding when the little one, the one we think is at our disposal that can be fixed if you are willing, if you are intentional, you will not be able to fix it, and you are telling us about CNG vehicles. So,
but this is going to make transportation cheaper. You know, the hope a lot of Nigerians had regarding the reduction in the price of fuel was the Dangote refinery. And now we're hearing that the Dangote refinery is even selling at some papers saying 900 and something naira. Before it gets to the NNPCL, we don't know if there'll be a subsidy for the marketers and all of that. So it looks like that hope Nigerians had on that refinery, they're already beginning to look down. Right? So these CNG vehicles, we have been told, will reduce the price of transportation. And you don't still think this is a move. How do you think this will get to affect or impact that the hunger situation in the country? Let's look at it holistically now. Removing the corruption that you think might play out at the end of the day, we're looking at how this will affect the common man.
It's simple. Remember, I did say that the idea of moving to CNG vehicle is not a bad one, but we're looking at growing at our own pace. And in growing at our own pace, we're looking at such rudimentary factors as sincerity. We're looking at such factors as intentionality. There is no doubt that even the globe, okay, the world is tilting towards that CNG. That's where people are going into.
Yeah, some people have been there for years. Some countries have been there for years.
Yes, some countries have been there for years. Some of these developed countries have been there. And for the third world countries, we're taking a move to that particular place, okay? But we're looking at Nigeria as it concerns us. Nigeria as a country. What is the sincerity that which you said we want to do, which is going to benefit the people? What is the hope that is what we are actually going to do?
All right, Martin.
Is it just going to be story?
Okay, so let's move.
Going to be story.